Welcome to TestTube, a place where we can share our knowledge through short videos. Even you can contribute to us by making a small video of any problem that you face in your life and how you have solved it. The video can be as short and as simple as possible, and you upload it in your Google Drive and share that link to us through that email that is shown over in this video. This way we can build a rich library having solution to any problem that anybody could possibly face in their life, and they can find a solution over here in this comment space. And by the way, the video will be uploaded with your name on it so that you can have all the credit for this. Thank you. In this video, we are going to see how to work with profiles in Katalon Studio. Web automation in Katalon Studio. Along with these folders, test cases, object repositories, test suites, data files, and checkpoints, you will also see a different folder with the name profiles. Now we will see and try to understand what are these profiles and what are these used for. Right? There are many ways to use this facility which is provided by Katalon, and the main purpose of profiles is to create different um, profiles which are helpful for your testing in different environments, right? uh, that's the main purpose, and at the same time you also can use these profiles um, for other purposes also, along with the environment definitions for your testing, right? So we'll see what are those. And here I have created two profiles. One is for integration testing, one is for UAT testing. And how do you create a profile is you have to right click on the profiles one, and you have to choose new execution profile. You have to give a name to it, and the profile is created. So like this, I have created two profiles over here. One is for integration testing and one is for user acceptance testing. And before we see what are these for, um, let us try to understand what is the purpose of having different profiles. So the purpose is simple. You will have test cases which you will create and automate them, and the purpose of the automation is to run them whenever you need it, right? And there is another purpose to the automation. It's not just reusing the test cases, it is also reusing the test cases across different possible environments. So uh, let us try to understand this way. Let us say you have two test environments, and for that, one way is you create two test suites, one for your environment 1 and another test suite again for environment 2. So that way what is going to happen is your effort is going to be double in order to test the same functionality, but in different environments. You have to spend um, an effort of, let us say, writing automating 20 test cases. So if you want to automate 20 test cases, you have to do automation for environment 1, so one set of 20 test cases, and another set for environment 2, another 20 test cases. So you're automating 20 test cases two times for two different environments. So instead what you can do is, while automating the test itself, you come up with such a plan that your test cases will run independent of environment. So you have to figure out the factor which is varying from environment to environment, and you parameterize that particular factor, and everything else will be reusable. So you will write the test cases once, but you can run them in two different environments. So that concept or that purpose is achieved by the concept of profiles here in Katalon Studio. So now all the test cases I can run them in integration testing, and I don't have to write again these test cases separately for UAT. Instead, I can run the same set of test cases in UAT environment also. So that's going to be the advantage. And now let us see what it is that we are using inside the profiles. This is an integration testing profile. So here, like I said, environment uh, related uh, parameters are the ones which are maintained in your profile. So for example, in this case, I am talking about Orange HRM page automation. So this is my URL for Orange HRM page, and this is my username, password, and so like I said, it's not just for environment related things that you can maintain in your profile. You can maintain anything which you feel it is a key factor that varies from profile to profile. If you feel that that is the key factor that can vary from profile to profile, you can add that into your execution profile. For example, path. So if you wanted to keep, if you, I mean, this is very generic. In fact, all of you know that in normal, any not normal automation frameworks, which are traditional, uh, everywhere you will have these path variables, which are key, and using this path variable, you will uh, have the result stored at some point, request stored at some point, you will have logs stored at some point. There are many purposes for the path variable, right? So that's why you can use the path variables in your execution profile itself. And at the same time, you can define a different path here for UAT and another path here for integration testing. In that way, all your test cases will be executed and they'll follow this specific path when you run them in integration testing environment, and they'll follow a complete different path if you have created another path variable over here in the UAT environment. So that's up to you. So like this, you will have many useful things that you can figure it out while listening testing. So that's the purpose of it. So that is it about profiles. And okay, now let us see this example. I have this particular test case wherein I have these many scripts, the many lines of code which I am running. Here I have used this profile, I mean, variable created in my profile, which is URL for integration testing. So how do you choose in which environment you wanted to run is by selecting the profile over here from this list. So you will choose integration testing, which means that you wanted to run this in integration environment, and integration testing environment says your URL is going to be Orange HRM URL. This is just an example. So normally it is going to be same application which you are using. Just for a demonstration purpose, I may use a different uh, variable over here, like I will change it to google.com. But in general, it's going to be the same application that you are creating the profiles for, but instead there will be a different URL possibly for the same application in your integration test environment and in your UAT environment, right? Okay, so now I'm running this test in for integration profile. I run this. So what going to do is it's going to get the variable from URL. I mean this variable which is defined in integration testing profile. So it had opened the browser. Yeah, it has entered, it has opened the orange page. Okay, it is trying to add an employee, which is as per the steps. and it has logged out. So the test is success, right? So now if you run the same test case using UAT profile, it will open the Google page, right? Because you have defined google.com in your URL variable under UAT profile, execution profile. So it should open Google page and try to do some operations, which is entering username and password, and eventually it should fail, right? Because there is no username and password that is needed for Google. So that's what it should happen. So Katalon is trying to look for uh, this object where it can enter the username. Eventually it won't find out. So let me terminate this program then. So now you will see that, okay, I have controlled the execution by selecting different profiles which I wanted to run my tests in. So that's the purpose of having different profiles. And thanks for watching video.
If you have any videos like this, please upload them in your Google Drive and share that link to us in that email given over here so that we can upload it for you with your name on it. And that way we can build a common repository where anybody can find solution to the problems which they are facing. Thanks for your support and please subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see more videos like this. Bye.